Hey, so I'm on break from PT school, which is so nice. It's kind of weird not having anything to stress about besides like thinking, do I want to go to bed at 10 or 2? That's kind of a decision I have to make every night, but yeah, it's pretty nice. But with that came a lot of time to be with people, responsibly. So I visited some friends, and some friends visited me, and it reminded me of something. It reminded me that being social when you have an eating disorder is there are a lot of threats that we make up. For example, there was this one time where I went to get a drink with somebody, and the first time I drank, I got like a little baby one because I have a low tolerance, and I had a test the next day. So I only got that. And then the next time we went out for a drink, he was like, you should get a big one. And I was like, sure. But I thought about that. And I was like, well, back in the day, if anybody had the audacity to suggest getting a bigger beverage, I would think, how dare you threaten me in this manner? The audacity. It would have been I would have been threatened, and a lot of things threatened me. I was so confused why every social outing had to include food in some capacity. So whether it be a party and the food happened to be there, or dinner, or I don't know, cocktails, it was just threatening, like the presence of food and the longing to look normal to people around you, because in one sense you didn't want to eat food, but then you thought if you didn't eat food everybody would comment, and some commented, but really it was like a bigger deal in our heads. And then all night we thought about, do I eat food and look normal, or do I not eat food so I can sleep at night? So it was everything was a big deal, everything was threatening. And it's remarkable how much like the stress hormones have decreased in recovery. And I wanted to just highlight that because I think of course you have the physical symptoms of restricting your intake, and they're not pleasant, but it really does affect emotionally. The pure terror and horror it is to live in an eating disorder, that's one thing. But also all the relationships that you kind of just bash into the ground with a baseball bat. Whether that be like not hanging out with friends because of certain situations that involve food, or pushing people away that kind of care about you and like, hey, you should probably eat, but then you thinking of it as a threat, threatening your existence or your grasp of what skinny is. And it's really debilitating. And then people start not trusting you because you lie, or because you're lying to yourself, really. I think the biggest lie is the lie that we have to ourselves, whether that be, I don't have a problem, I'm just being normal, or I'm just being careful with my body, when really it's, I'm destructing my body, and it really puts me on edge when you comment on that, because I want to destruct it in the manner that I deem appropriate. So I just wanted to come on and highlight how artificially high our threats are. It's like, it's weird because our threat is really the starvation of our body, taking calcium from our bones, diminishing the necessary hormones and elevating the ones that aren't so necessary, taking away muscle mass and fat mass that is necessary for our bodies to function. But instead of focusing on that, we focus on anything else that involves food or exercise, and any distraction of that routine is detrimental and a huge threat to us. That includes people who want to do stuff other than walk 10,000 steps a day or eat celery, So it's kind of like when you have a big test or something, or a big presentation, and you're just not thinking about that, and instead you're just really meticulous about cleaning your room or cleaning the sink. And it doesn't really matter if you clean the room or the sink. It matters the huge project or test that is coming up. And that's kind of a more positive example. It's more of like, a fire building and you're burning your apartment down or house down, and instead you're worried about getting the spider that's on the floor out of the house, which is, it's crazy what anorexia can do to your mind. Like, it's really sad what it does to your body, but it's just kind of insane to, like, retrospectively look back at what it has done to your mind. So that's what I wanted to comment on. Couple of updates. I'm getting a new phone, so hopefully the quality will improve because I've had this phone since senior year of high school. Also, if you were with me way back in the day, I wrote a thesis on anorexia, and I am now working for my professor, and I talked to her about my thesis, and we might be working on getting it published, so I'll keep you updated about that, but I just wanted to let you know that because that's one of the proudest things I've ever done, and I just think that that's really cool, if you care. Anyway, I'm gonna go, but it was nice talking to you guys. I hope you guys are doing well in this world that is a mess right now. All right, bye.